my loves, welcome back to my channel. I'm Ejilechi, and in today's video I'll be sharing with you guys something I'm so passionate about, which is living a luxurious lifestyle. I'll be sharing with you guys 6 ways that you can live a luxurious lifestyle but on a budget. Emphasis on a budget, because I know the economy is not smiling, but we want to live a luxurious lifestyle. For me, luxury has to do with experiencing the good things of life. It has to do with living a life of ease, a life of comfort. And most times we usually think that to live a luxurious lifestyle, you have to spend a lot of money. But you too can be able to live a luxurious lifestyle on a budget. And if luxury is something you want to experience, if you want to live a life of ease, you want to live a life of comfort, you want to be able to experience the good things in life without breaking the bank, without spending a whole lot of money, this is the video you need to watch, because I'm going to be giving you some tips that are going to help you experience that type of life without spending all your money. So my loves, the first tip that is going to help you live a luxurious lifestyle on a budget is that you need to go to nice places. I know your first thought is, what she's saying. You said you wanted to live a luxurious lifestyle on a budget and you're talking about going to nice places. Yes, sis, hold up. You need to be able to experience this type of life for you to even know that this kind of life is possible. And going to nice places could be going to a nice restaurant, going to a nice hotel. You don't have to spend all your coins, trust me. Most times we look at these places or we look at these things and we feel like they are not attainable. We want to sit back and watch people experience this life. You swipe social media and you see people going to nice places. You feel like they must have spent a lot of money. Trust me, sometimes they don't. All you have to do is check for these places that you want to visit, go through their menu and look at what you can afford. That you go to a restaurant doesn't mean you have to order everything that is on the menu. You can look out for something that you can afford. You could have a drink, a cocktail, a mocktail, chicken and chips. It's definitely something that you can afford on that menu. It is important for us to have these experiences, because sometimes when you experience life, when you experience this luxury, you get this feeling that you want to actually do this all the time, and your brain is like, how do I afford this lifestyle? And then you start looking for different sources of income. You're motivated to work harder, work smarter, and sometimes you get to meet important people. You get to see people as well living this lifestyle. You know that, wow, this thing is possible. How would you know a certain lifestyle is possible if you don't actually experience it? So it is important, if you work a 9 to 5, whatever you do, as long as you make money. If you've been following my channel, you know I'm passionate about making money. I always talk about you trying to make money and all those things. Once you make money, at least you can afford something. It is good for you to keep a little amount every month for you to be able to visit nice places. It could be a restaurant a month, it could be like once in 2 months, however you can afford. But it is important for you, if you want to actually live a luxurious lifestyle, to be able to visit nice places, get this experience, be in that environment, enjoy the ambience, be in wealth, experience wealth, so that you know how wealth feels, so that you get to experience the nice things in life. Sometimes, or most times, you actually work so hard, we work really hard, and then we always feel like you want to utilize your money, you want to use your money well, you want to save, you want to do all those things. I understand, sis. Yeah, I understand. All these things are important, but this is actually also important. It's good that you don't just live life, that you also get to experience life. You're working so hard. Some evenings, take yourself out. It could be a solo date. You could also do it with a friend. If you're new to the outing thing, to going out thing, it might be nice for you to do it with a friend. Hang out over brunch, over breakfast, over dinner. Talk things out, take nice pictures. If you can also afford to lodge yourself in a nice hotel once in a while, experience that as well. This is going to help you live a luxurious lifestyle on a budget. You don't do it every day, but at least sometimes you get to experience luxury. So my loves, the next tip I'm going to give you in today's video that's going to help you live a luxurious lifestyle but on a budget is upgrading your personal space. Upgrading your personal space is so important. Your space actually has an influence in your mood. Most people don't actually understand or realize this. It is good that you make your space aesthetically pleasing, that you do what you can afford. It could be just changing the color of your paint in your room, make things more aesthetically pleasing. You know, you could put some wallpapers, portraits, whatever you can afford that can just elevate your home space. Make sure that your home smells nice, that it looks nice, that when you come into your home you actually feel at home. That way you experience luxury every other day, because from your sheets to your bathroom to your living space, everything looks nice, looks cool, and you're experiencing life. You're living a life of ease just because your space looks nice. For me personally, my space influences my mood. If my space isn't looking clean, then I'm gonna be all over the place as well. My emotions, my mood, everything is gonna be all over the place. But once my space is clean, tidy, and all those things, I feel calm. I can actually function better. So that's one way that you can actually live a luxurious lifestyle on a budget. So my loves, one other way that can help you live a luxurious lifestyle on a budget is budgeting. This should have been number one. Budgeting is going to help you live a luxurious lifestyle on a budget. You need to know when to splurge. You need to know when to save. You need to know when to do DIY. Most times we want to afford some certain things. It could be a nice bag, a nice jewelry, you know, something that you feel like is going to elevate your wardrobe, a piece that you feel like you need to include in your life and you really want that piece. If you want to splurge in buying that piece, in getting that piece, most times some other things have to go. You know, there's what we call a scale of preference or an opportunity cost. I can't remember economics. I'm a lawyer. But then what I'm trying to say is that if you want to get a particular item, you need that particular item, you might have to save on other things. If you're somebody that goes out every day, then you probably have to reduce that because you know that you want to get something. Do you get? If you're somebody that makes your hair every day, or you can't make your hair every day, yeah, know when to splurge. You want to get a nice handbag, know that you might have to cut off some expenses so that you are able to afford this particular thing. Know that you probably have to make your hair yourself, like you have to try DIY. You have to probably get press-on nails for a while just because you want to get an item. Do you get? It is also very important that you understand your finances, that you are true to yourself, that you don't feel like you can achieve everything in a single month, that you understand your finances, that you know when to splurge when you want to get some items, and you know when to cut off some expenses. That's what I'm saying. This is going to help you live a luxurious lifestyle, because then you can afford some things that you want. You can afford some experiences that you want as well. To get, if you know you want to go out this month, you want to experience that this month, then you might cut some other things off. That way you're budgeting, you know your finances, you know you have to save this particular amount, you know you're just walking around what you can afford, but you're also being able to experience life as well. You're not just putting yourself in a box, if I'm making sense. Why you're also thinking about how to make more money, because we really need to make more money. We need to be able to afford the lifestyle that we deserve, that we actually want. We need to be able to have financial stability. We need to be able to be sleeping while we're making money. Do you get? So while we are working towards that, we also do need to be able to experience life as well, because that is going to even motivate us to even work harder. Or I don't even like saying working harder. That would motivate us to work smarter. Tickets, yeah. So know when to splurge. So my loves, it goes without saying, one other simple way that you can live a luxurious lifestyle but on a budget is if you learn DIY. Yeah, learn DIY. If you don't have a lot of money, you have to be a DIY queen. What is DIY? Do it yourself. YouTube is there. You can learn how to make your nails yourself, install your hair yourself, your makeup as well yourself. You need to be able to learn one thing. Don't be a girl that cannot do anything. You cannot get your hair done yourself. You cannot, do your makeup yourself. You cannot do your nails yourself. You can't even do anything yourself, and you want to live a luxurious lifestyle on a budget. Sis, come on, you can't do that. If you want to have your hair, your nails, your face beats all the time, probably when you're attending events and all those things, if you want to look a certain way, you want to look presentable at all times, or you want to have this maintenance, like a good maintenance routine, and you can't do any of all these things by yourself, then you're going to be spending a lot of money every month or every 2 months. I don't know how often you get your maintenance done, but if you want to live a luxurious lifestyle, you want to have your lashes done, have all these things done at all times, but on a budget, you need to learn DIY. You could start by picking one particular one. Go on YouTube. There are several videos on YouTube that would help you. I think I need to also practice what I'm preaching, but I do my makeup myself most times, and there are also a couple of things I can actually do by myself. You should learn DIY, sis. That's one way that you can save a lot of money. All this money that you spend on your maintenance, if you sometimes we spend that money for comfort, sometimes it's stressful doing all these things yourself. But then if you have a goal that you want to achieve, and then you can just discomfort yourself for a month, do these things yourself, then sis, I think you should. So you need to be able to learn DIY. You need to be a DIY queen. It does help. Yeah, it helps on those months that maybe you're really low on cash. Imagine you're low on cash, then you're going to be looking crusty. That's not allowed. So learn some DIY, sis. One way that I think really elevates your life, really helps you live a luxurious lifestyle on a budget, is when you have a good morning and a great nighttime routine. That way your life is you're just living a life of ease and a life of comfort, because once your morning routine is good, then it takes you throughout the day. And then when you also have a great nighttime routine, you pamper yourself. You need to be able to pamper yourself. Yes, don't sleep late at night. You're just scrolling on your phone till it's way past your bedtime, and then you wake up late the next morning that you need to be at work. Then you rush off to work. You're just rushing. You're always in a haste. Then you're not going to be living a life of ease. You need to put these things in place to make sure that you live a luxurious lifestyle. When you have a good morning routine, you wake up 30 minutes earlier than you're supposed to be at where you are supposed to be. You carve out like 15 or 20 minutes for your routine. You shower properly. You do your good skincare routine. If you do some meditations in the morning, if you have a devotional, you do that as well. If you do some stretches, some light exercise in the morning, that way you ease into your day instead of just rushing off and just being in a hurry. Do you get? Also, when you go to bed on time, you have like a nighttime routine. When you are supposed to have your shower, you get good products for yourself, you pamper yourself, your face masks, your eye masks, your tea, green tea, you scrub your skin, you have nice scented products that you use. You do that at night, pamper yourself, and then your skin feels very soft. You wear nice PJ sets or night dresses, whatever you prefer. That way you're just pampering yourself, and then you're gonna live a luxurious lifestyle because you're living a life of ease. These things you're doing for yourself, people actually pay for it. People pay for this experience. Do you get? It's an experience. If you give yourself an experience every day, then sees you're living a luxurious lifestyle. You wake up in the morning refreshed because you went to bed when you were supposed to go to bed. This thing is even going to help balance your hormone if you're dealing with hormonal imbalance and all those things. Getting enough rest, getting enough sleep. Is it 8 hours of sleep you're supposed to get? Yes. Getting enough sleep really helps you. You know, it really helps your mood, really helps your gut. You know, your gut even helps your mind as well. So these things are really connected. Having a good morning and a good nighttime routine actually helps you live a luxurious lifestyle on a budget. So spend a few coins on your pamper routine, on certain products that you actually need. The last tip that is going to help you live a luxurious lifestyle on a budget is when you practice affirmations, positive affirmations. I really don't know how to explain this, but then it really does work. When you have like a positive mindset on certain things, on things in general, when you look at things from the positive perspective is so important. When you look at things from the positive perspective instead of the negative perspective, overall you just feel lighter, you just feel good. And most times when you feel good, you're already looking good, because we already talked about your looking good part. When you're feeling good, you end up having like great days, because there's just something with your mood, there's just something with positive affirmations. When you think positively towards yourself and when you say positive things to yourself, you wake up in the morning and you have positive affirmations about your day, you know, you're speaking things into existence. And most times when you think about things and you speak things into existence, it actually helps you walk towards those things. Do you get? Because once you're speaking things into existence, I'm a woman of great value, I'm a woman that does this, today is gonna be this, today is gonna be a great day, I'm gonna achieve this today, you end up walking towards those things because you've already spoken them into existence. Your mind is already thinking towards that direction, and you know your mind is in charge of everything. So once your mind is there, your body follows suit. Do you get? So these are 6 things that I practice, although I'm not perfect in all of them, but it has really helped me to see my life from a different perspective. Do you get? To see my life to be a life of ease, a life of comfort, because I realized I can actually afford some of all these things. So my loves, that is basically it for today's video. If you've watched this video to this point, I'm super grateful that you stuck with me till the end. Do not forget to like this video, because it's going to help the algorithm recommend the video to people that needs it as well. Subscribe to my channel, join the family. We always talk about interesting topics on this channel, and I will definitely see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.